Hey, everybody, it's Olivia with Freedom at the Mat. Thank you so much for joining us for this particular session. So, it is the month of May when we're recording this session, and May, in the event that you don't know it, happens to be Mental Health Awareness Month. And we are having the privilege today of speaking with dating and relationship guru and coach, Stacii Jae Johnson. She is an incredible speaker, world renowned, very, very astute in her knowledge around dating. So I thought for Mental Health Awareness Month, coming to the mat, why don't we talk about something all of us really want to talk about, which is dating and how we can get our mindsets prepared to date. So, with no further ado, the founder of I Want a Good Man University, dating and relationship guru, Stacii Jae Johnson. Are you with us today?
Absolutely, Olivia. How art thou?
I am blessed. I am blessed. I am well. I'm so happy to have you. We both know we both from the 901 from the Memphis, so there's always some love there,
Yes.
both being from Memphis. But I love seeing what you're doing with your career, and thank you for helping all of us with your gifts and your passion to help us find love. So I want to get right into it, Stacii.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So I know that nothing really manifests in our lives without us having specific thoughts around it.
Mhm.
I'd like for you to tell us what is the mind's role
Mm.
in cultivating a romantic relationship?
It's everything, Olivia. And for me, it's shameful when we're not speaking more about that than posturing and peacocking up at some bar and grill, to get some man's attention. It is what is the mindset of the woman sitting at that bar? Is she just there to meet someone, or is she absolutely just there because she wanted a nice cool glass of Chardonnay with a nice appetizer? It all starts with her, right? Did she show up there for herself in her mind, or did she show up to get something? I believe thoughts and feelings produce your three-dimensional reality. What is the three-dimensional reality? Everything that I see when I open my eyes. Mindset is so important because if you can't marry your thought with the feeling to then produce your three-dimensional reality, then you're losing in the beginning. You find yourself doing. And doing is actually masculine energy, right? So women and men have both masculine and feminine energy. And most times we find ourselves as women, which I've been one for 51 years, okay? We find ourselves doing. Let me go to the bar and sit and make myself available to meet someone. It's nothing wrong with being available, but it has to start with I just wanted to do that today because I wanted a nice appetizer from my favorite restaurant. And you know what? Instead of me sitting at home, I feel like being around some people, right? Just out and about doing what I want to do. So, marrying your thought, your feelings with your three-dimensional, which will produce your three-dimensional reality, is what I believe is key to what I teach, manifesting the greatest love story you could have ever imagined.
Well, I'm going to come back to the manifestation because I do have a question for you about manifesting a relationship and if you
Okay.
believe you can manifest it. But I want to go in on something you just mentioned. You mentioned this whole notion of just being versus doing, and that doing is such masculine energy. And it's something that I learned relatively recently that the whole doing is masculine.
Mhm.
And I'd like for you to tell us how can women, especially strong women,
Mhm.
successful women, or women who've been shouldering the responsibilities of carrying, children and just lives on their own, leading lives. How can we harness our feminine energy to truly just surrender, allow, and be, as you call it?
Yes, sob. The thing is, first of all, you have to make the decision. You have to make the decision that this is what I'm going to do, right? It's kind of like when you make a decision about anything, right? Do you always get it right? No. So then you have to give yourself some grace. But the first thing is making the decision and saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be more sob, surrender, allow, be. I'm not going to do. right? If a man or a partner really wants you, he's going to be the doer. And a lot of times I believe that we are doing too much. Surrendering, I tell women, especially the description of the women that you just mentioned, it's going to feel like you are doing nothing. I know you're gonna feel numb. You're gonna be like that crazy girl that was on Dr. Stacii Jae on Freedom at the Mat. She told me to not do nothing. Nothing. And when I say nothing, that means that when he does, then you lean in because you're the receiver. Now, this is the thing about surrender, allow, be. When he leans in and is the doer, when you lean in to him, receiving him, baby, you better be a special woman. That's a woman who I call captivating, endearing, and delightful. And that's a whole nother discussion. We can't talk about that in 15 minutes. But you have to be a captivating, endearing, and delightful woman to then when that man does and leans into you and you receive, you got to be something special. You can't be the woman that's emasculating men knowingly and unknowingly. Because a lot of times women are emasculating men and don't have a clue because they think that emasculation has to be all these big things, right? But this tongue right here in our mouth, the way we use it sometimes, we are emasculating men and we don't even know it. So just to answer your question before I go too much in a coaching session, when the spirit starts to get on me, because I'm more of a spiritual dating coach, right? So the spirit, and you be like, girl, didn't I tell you this thing was 15 minutes?
And to that point, I'm just going to go ahead and drop your link tree at the bottom right now because Stacii can go on and on. I've worked with her and experienced her for years now. There's more good stuff from her on her link tree, on her Instagram website. So if you go this link tree below, it's on the ticker below, you can definitely connect with Stacii more. But carry on. Round that point up. I got 3 more questions.
Yes, I want to round that point
out.
Yes. So when a man leans into you, you want to be able to receive him and be a captivating, endearing, and delightful woman. But as far as really just to drive it back to what you were asking, Olivia, you're going to feel numb because I want you to do nothing but receive. That's different, right? For a woman, you feel like you got to strategize and plan. I don't want you to do none of that. I want you to just receive him. And this is the thing. I'm going to give you one more thing. When you receive him and he leans back after you receive him, you can't do nothing else. I don't need you calling him. Why can't I call him Dr. Stacii? Because I said so. Okay. That is not surrendering, allowing, and being. You allow that man the space to pursue you, not chase, pursue. And when he does, the gift is understanding being a captivating, endearing, and delightful woman. So that when he leaves you, he like, wait a minute, where is that feminine energy? Because I miss that part of her. What in my life is not right without her, right? Even at the beginning of dating, after he leaves you from this amazing lunch or coffee or whatever, he's going to be like, a week might pass. Instead of him calling you back and you go, well, I was good. I thought that X, Y, and Z. And, we had such a great conversation. Oh, no. Because that one man got an opportunity to call you and you were not surrendered. Because a surrendered woman would say, hi, how are you? I don't care if it's been 2 weeks. It is so good to hear from you. Oh my gosh, it's totally made me smile. That's what I teach. So you make a choice and you decide to stop doing, period. And when you don't, when you do again, you make another choice and you do it again. Kind of like a little kid. And I know, Olivia, I'm going long-winded, but it's kind of like a little kid. When the baby, when your kids start walking, you're like, oh Lord, look at the baby. It fell again. The baby fell. Okay, that's okay. He gonna get up, y'all. And the baby gets up. Okay, there he goes. And 3 more steps. Eventually, the baby will continue to walk. And the mama's like, that's my baby. I knew he could do it. That's the same thing with making a choice. You make the choice that you're going to surrender, allow, be. You're going to stop doing. And those days that you find yourself doing, you just make another choice. I'm going to do it again. You don't stop pursuing what you want, what your vision for yourself is for your life and love.
I really appreciate this, Stacii, because I have recently, and I won't go into my personal life all on this platform, but I recently had that exact feeling. So any other sisters who might be experiencing this, it is the most foreign thing ever when a real man comes into your life, and I say real man, the men who are connected with their masculine energy, I'll say it
Yeah.
like that, and they want to hunt, they want to pursue.
Mhm.
For those of us who are very strong women
Mhm.
and who are used to pursuing and being in a leadership role, especially
Mhm.
at work,
Mhm.
I was like, well, what do I do? And I kept saying, what do you don't need me. What do I do? And it's like, you don't need to do anything. You're who I want you to be. I just want you to be. Your presence is enough. And you're like, but I don't understand. What am I supposed to do? It is the most confusing thing ever, right? Whenever you are encountered with that. So,
They want to be, he wants to be, I want to tell you this. He wants to be your hero, Olivia. The
mm,
only way he can be your hero is that you do nothing and you just receive him. And when he receives you, you turn on that beautiful smile, right?
right,
That amazing energy. And
right.
that's enough. That's it. That's enough.
Well, and I think, and that goes into something that's so much more psychologically based around how so many of us, Stacey, do not believe that we're enough,
Mm.
right? Fundamentally, many of us don't believe we're enough. So you couple that with this whole notion of scarcity mindset, which I want to go into next, that
Mm-hmm.
they're not enough, and I've heard you talk about this, there are not enough men, and that it's 15 to 1 or whatever, depending on where you are. So you couple this whole notion of I gotta get as a woman who is connected more with her masculine than her feminine energy, coupled with a lot of rhetoric out there, whether it's true or false, that there are more men than women. Can you help us, those of us who need to break down our scarcity mindset? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Stacey, can you give us a word of the wise about how we can limit that scarcity mindset? Not even limit it, but like completely break it.
You know what? I can tell you, put yourself in the midst of the best love stories. Read more books. I can tell you to, gosh, there's some great articles. There's some amazing couples out there, you all loving. So you have to kind of reprogram your mind to abundance, right? So, how do you do that? How did your mind get where it was with scarcity? By how your life has produced itself in love, not because of what love is, but how your life has produced itself for you in love. So I would say let's OD on love stories. Let's go get some and it might sound cheesy, but let's go get some Harlequin romances. Let's go get some of the best African American writers out there talking about relationships work, right? There are lots of books. You just got to look for them. Google, internet, Google great black love stories, right? Google great love stories. It doesn't matter. Black, white. I'm a brown skinned girl, so you know, I'm always talking about my brown skinned sisters. So, and brown skin love. So I would say, I mean, just take it in. What will happen is you will reprogram your mind to, oh, wow, this is happening, you know? And then I would protect my mind by doing what? I know y'all love them sister girl circles, but if them sister girls ain't downloading the same books you read, if them sister girls not intentionally putting great things, great stories of love working in their minds and pushing the other stuff back, then I would say this is a time to you detox off of sister girl conversations in your life with relationships, personal relationships, and with love. Because if they're not aligned the same way as you, then they're gonna still what you putting in all the good stuff, right? They gonna still put in this, 15 to 1. I promise y'all, I don't care what city, and I do a lot of traveling. I got a brunch coming up in Houston at the end of July. Every city, I even was in London, and they said it ain't enough men. Why continue to put that scarcity mindset in your head and put yourself in front of people who have that same scarcity mindset, especially when I just gave you your marching orders. OD on love, great love stories. Look at movies, TV shows, Google, get books, and just OD on it. Because let me tell you the risk, and this may really make it serious. If you continue to think from a scarcity mindset, you will attract a scarcity mindset man. You want abundant love, he ain't gonna show up at all. You want a man who is honest, everything. You see what I'm saying? Likes attract likes. The
Yeah.
reason why you need a circle to your circle is because the square to your circle, them four little edges, that's your deal breakers. So OD on love and limit that girlfriend talk. Sister girl circles. I know y'all love them, but if they start talking at Sunday brunch about men ain't this, da 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 da, just go into have a mantra for yourself that you play in your mind. They like, what's wrong with her? Why she ain't engaging like she usually does? Y'all, you know what? I'm just playing this positive mantra in my head. I've read the most amazing love story.
Yeah. And I want to say before I ask you my final two questions,
Mhm.
Stacey, for anybody who is like not believing what you're saying to be true for them, because you could be where I was, right, recently, where I was over it. I just didn't care anymore. I was over it. But I realized that some of the people that I was talking to on a regular basis, it was a lot of negative talk. As soon as I mentioned that there was a new gentleman, it was, oh, well, he ain't go, right, right. And it was that whole conversation. So the moment when I decided that I was going to put my best foot forward and I was really going to manifest the relationship that I wanted,
Mhm.
I limited conversations, right?
Yes.
And it was amazing how I don't know if the person just appeared or if it just unlocked for me. But
Mhm.
I do know I've definitely seen what you said had happen in my life, where you just kind of make a decision around, I'm not going to support that kind of thinking and that kind of
No.
talk. And then you open up, right? So that's that. But I have one more question before our final question, which
Okay.
is because one, I'm really, really curious about your take on this. But you've mentioned this around scarcity mindset and kind of opening up and putting yourself in position for love.
Mhm.
Clearly, you believe that you can manifest a relationship.
I believe you can manifest the greatest love story you could have ever imagined. I say it to all of my girls in my IWAGMU. You can manifest the greatest, not just love. No, 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 no. Anybody can have love. My
Right.
mom had 5 husbands. I'm sure she was in love with all of them. My grandmother had 3 husbands. I'm sure she was in love with all of them. But my goal, my wish, my thing for 1,000,000 women across this world is I believe you can manifest the greatest love story you could have ever imagined.
Why do you believe that, Stacey? Why are you so passionate? Where's your belief coming from? Because there are a lot of sisters I know that I am representing some of them, right? I'm
Mhm,
restoring some of that belief that I lost along the journey.
mhm.
But what's keeping you to have this belief so strong? Why do you believe that we all deserve it and that we all can have it?
I believe we all deserve it because we do. And I'm going to keep telling you until you tell yourself. As much as my belief is for you, I constantly belief is so powerful, y'all. My life is magic. Magic. I wake up, I and no, and let me say this: it's magic through the storm. My life ain't perfect, but it's magic through the storm because I believe that everything that is in front of me, I need and is necessary to what I'm manifesting. The thing is, if I don't say it for you, if I don't have my organization constantly pouring into the women who are in it, into the amazing women watching today, then I gotta believe it for you until you believe it yourself. And I promise you, if you hang with me long enough, you're gonna believe it for yourself because that's
So,
the only choice you're gonna have.
so if we get down with you, right? You're telling us you're going to help us restore the belief because I'm speaking on behalf of my sisters.
Yeah.
I've been dating on these apps. I've been on and off Tinder. I've been on and off OK Cupid. I've gained some weight. I'm over 40 years old. I have 3 children. I don't believe there is somebody available to me anymore. So I'm just going to take whatever comes along my way. And I have lost belief that that kind of love really exists. So, really having a hard time why this beautiful woman in front of me is so passionate in her belief, fervent in her belief that this love exists for me.
The thing about it is, it's the company you keep too, because it's happening for people. It's happening all around us. It just is. And I do believe that we all are a product of the people who we've come from. And the only way I got to this side, again, y'all, I kind of said my mama was married 5 times, and my mother passed away at 56 years old, going through her 5th divorce. I'm 51. Okay. My grandmother was married 3 times. So I had to become really intentional about becoming a woman who could call in that type of love. And we all are at different places in our becoming. It depends on the work we've done for ourselves. Look at Olivia. Olivia has obviously with this platform, I know she's done some work on herself, right? Freedom at the mat. Are you kidding me? That's why she can make one decision. Even to her, she said, I made that one decision. No, my sister, you've been making decisions, moving you in the direction to manifest for a very long time, right? So, and I would just say take the first step. I got to go back to the kid thing. I understand the belief because we're a product of everyone behind us, right? How we got here, how we think. But I do believe that Coca-Cola, Delta, just Nike, what do? They keep doing commercials. They keep letting us know, just do it. They keep letting us know, Coke is it. Delta keep, we know the purple in our head. First we knew the red, but now we know the purple. You know why? Because they're programming you. Who am I? I'm your programmer, right? Every woman in my organization, I can manifest the greatest love story I could have ever imagined. Sob, surrender, allow, be. They even say, Stacii, when you're not with me, you're with me. You know why? This is my methodology over here, and this is them initially. Eventually, the methodology comes together with the person, and that's where the magic happens because I'm manifesting the greatest love story you can ever. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Surrender, allow, be. Don't do any. Oh yeah, okay. Don't do anything. When he calls, lean in because he's there to receive you. Become a captivating, endearing, and delightful woman. What does that mean to Dr. Stacii? When she tells us, when he calls and he disappeared for a month, I don't care how long he disappeared. When he shows back up, because we don't know what that man's situation is. That's what dating is. We think everybody show up with a clear slate and we show up with all our problems. But we just, you didn't know, child. Men have stuff too, right? Things happen. And depending on where you come in their life, they might not open up. So he might disappear for 3 weeks after having a great dinner. So the women in my organization, they know to lean in. How are you? It's so good to hear from you. Wow, this call totally made me smile. Now the other girl, because he is going to call somebody else. Hey, yeah, I thought we really had a great time. And, you know, I haven't heard from you. I don't have time for this. I mean, because I can tell now you're about these gay. No, what? I'm the man. I just had time to call you, lady. And you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm not about that because that's too much for me.
Right.
Do this.
Well, Stacii, before we go, Dr. Stacii Jae, I'm not even going to ask my last question because many of our people, they fall off after 15 minutes. I want to go straight to more about your organization. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you're doing and how women who have been exposed to you for the first time on Freedom at the Mat, if they're like, you know what, I like Dr. Stacii, I want to lean in and get more, what more could they get from you?
Absolutely. I have an organization called I Want a Good Man University, IWAGMU, AWAGMU is what they call it for short. And you can get a monthly membership to my organization. Go to justdategirl.org. It's so many benefits. Like I can't, and there's so many levels of membership. So I can't really go through them all. But what we do know is you get me on a monthly basis. Oh, but I could say this. Every membership we have a Facebook group, a private group that you can be a part of because all of my memberships are VIP memberships. And every week I answer 2 questions a week from every woman who puts it in the thread, right? Outside of that, we do have a hangout monthly. This month, we're talking about healing attachment style, healing from your attachment style. And each month we do these Zoom calls. I'm live. The women can ask questions, but I teach from a certain topic. And this topic this month is healing from your attachment styles. If you don't know what your attachment style is either secure, anxious, or avoidant. That's a whole nother conversation. But we do a monthly hangout. Last month, it was emasculating men. Do you know that you may be emasculating him? The month before that was dating 101, right? Let's get back to the basics. So every month I teach a hangout with the ladies as well as in every membership, you get 15 minutes a month with me. Why? 15 minutes, a 15-minute session. Why is that important? What did I say? I'm Delta. I'm just do it. I'm Nike. I got to get in your mind. What's going on with your girl? Well, let me tell you something. You can manifest. With Dr. Stacii, I'm X, Y, and Z. And you see what I'm saying? So I'm constantly pouring in. I'm constantly reprogramming your mind, giving you books to read, giving you tools and things like that. So each membership has the 15-minute, and each membership one-on-one with me. And each membership has the hangout opportunity. That's just two. There's other stuff in between that it would be too long for me to talk about here, but just dategirl.org, just dategirl.org.
Very well. And that's on your link tree as well?
Yes, everything is on my link tree.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Stacii Jae, congratulations on your master's. I know you're almost there. Congratulations on your master's
My
degree.
master's in marriage and family therapy. Woo,
Yeah.
this is how much I'm committed. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, congratulations. We got a real doctor in the house. And I'm just really grateful for you and really grateful for your passion for this topic, right? I think everybody in the world has an opportunity to give of themselves. And
Yes.
you've really leaned into something that you got the hard way from the way that you were raised with your mother and what you witnessed with the 5 marriages and the divorces and her passing early, God bless her soul. And now you're choosing to help women live better lives and to really believe that love awaits them. And it's really, I agree with you all about the belief. So thank you for being with us today. All right. So, Mental Health Awareness Month. This month, if you are someone who is in a current relationship and you want to see some changes, or if you're not in a relationship and you want to have a relationship, I invite you really this month to do the work to change your mindset around your circumstances. We are what we believe. There's a wonderful quote by Henry Ford, and he says, whether a thing or not is true, all lies in your head. Whether you believe you can do it or not, you're correct. So whether you believe you can have a relationship, yes or no. If you don't believe, then you're right. If you do believe, you're right, because you are the master of your fate. So may God be with you. I wish you continued love and grace with yourself. As Dr. Stacii said, continue to have grace with yourself. If you're like me, if you weren't used to loving if you weren't used to loving yourself, right? I was not someone who was in love with myself. I had to grow to love myself. If you don't love yourself, use this month of May to say loving things to yourself, to have post-its around your house, to fall in love with yourself. So may God be with you. Namaste.